Welcome back, I'm Stratix, and this is episode 10 of Diggity, and right now I'm just doing a little mining. I've already collected more stuff, but that's what I'm in the middle of now. I thought we would do a little bit of digging and then look at finishing the connection to the one mechanism machine. We have our engine and everything pretty much up and running. We just need like a couple more lengths of pipe, and then we can actually look at some storage and maybe some gear too. The mechanism actually has some interesting stuff to make everyday Minecraft life a little bit easier. So let me just finish up here with a little bit of this gold. And some copper, which is nice. I'm never going to get tired of just digging in Minecraft. I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. Let's go ahead and head back. I made quite a maze here. If I forget the route I took, make it hard. Oh, see, I'm getting lost already. I didn't plan this through. I also figured out how to plant redwood trees. And I'm going to show that off as soon as we get back towards home base. It's actually in a diamond pattern, using 5 saplings at each, at the center 2 cross, where the paths will cross for the saplings. Now that makes a smaller redwood. It's still a huge redwood. It's not as huge as, say, that one right there. I'm not quite sure how to plant to get that big of a redwood. Maybe just a bigger diamond pattern. So let's do that first. I have tons of redwood saplings. This is the space I practiced in right here. I'm not quite sure what the distance is from between each tree. It's maybe like 7 blocks or so. So we'll do 1, 2, 5 that way. 5 this way, and then so it's basically, as you can see, like a diamond shape. And that should grow into a big one. Now, like I said, I don't think it'll be as big as, say, that one or that one right there, but it will be rather large. And we need all of those because, let's see a new addition. No, chunk isn't loaded. Had a little bit of an error there. Well, that's a bit of a glitch, isn't it? Let's check our overhead map. See if we can't get it to load by getting near it. There we go. Get it to load up some. Because if you look here, you'll notice I have this strange box here. What that is a crate. Or more specifically, that's a lot of crates. get a look at. So, I built that huge box out of crates, and I should have some lying around somewhere, and I'll show you how they're made. Here they are. They're storage crates. Now, I really like these storage crates. They come from the Better Storage mod, and they're just fun. They're what I call dirty storage. You can lay them down, and they have, I believe, 16, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 18, looks like. 18 per storage crate. But you can lay them down in a box-like pattern, in a cube-like pattern. And they kind of stick together. And they each will have 18 blocks of storage. But this is the largest inventory window you will ever see, no matter how big you make your cube. And what will happen is, let's say you have thousands of things in it. Every time you access the crate, all the items will be all kind of randomized and mixed up in here. Let's see if we can't get it to actually show us that. Yeah, okay. Okay, we have a stick, the green, copper, andesite, gold, and coal. Now see how it's changed? It's different. It randomizes. And if you technically have more space than more stacks of things than you can actually see with the interface, then you might not see everything that you actually have in here. But it's great for storing large amounts of stuff and creating mega storage. I think it is. Especially if you're going to be storing something like dirt or cobblestone, you know? I call it dirty storage, partially for that reason. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make a whole bunch of these. And I built a platform that I'm slowly growing over there because I'm eventually going to keep expanding that cube until it's really large. And that will be a dirty storage for, I don't know, maybe dirt, maybe just dirt, maybe dirt and cobblestone. I don't know exactly yet. Looks like it's getting dark, but what we'll do is I'll show you how to make these. It's very simple to make one. We use sticks, which would normally make a gear, but in the corners we're going to use planks, and that gives us one of our storage crates. We're going to go ahead and go to sleep. Now, like I said, we're going to make a whole bunch of these because it's going to take a lot. And that's why it's nice to have... Oh, and look at what grew. Yeah, that's what we wanted. Now, you can see how it's not quite as big as, say, that one right there. But it is pretty big. And we get to the center one. Well, close to the center, and the tree capitator will register. And it's going to be raining wood. Excellent way for us to get lots of wood right now. Oh, that's a lot. And then we just replant it. Now we could try to experiment with a larger. I don't know if that'll work though. Let me go ahead and just do another 5x5. And then for next episode, I will go ahead and look into making an even larger one. So we've got that. We're going to make a ton of these up. And actually, I have lots of wood already stored. So let's get rid of a lot of this stuff here. So we can how many do we need of these? 64 of them here. Nice. And so I'm going to continue to make up a whole bunch more even, and I'll continue to build that up in between episodes, and I'll keep you updated on the progress. Now we need to finish connecting that glowing pipe with this one right here in order for us to actually have this, powered completely. And I believe we have, I went out and got a few things and found a little bit more osmium, and that's what we need with the glass. So we'll make up, and I'm sure we're going to use lots more of our universal cable for other devices too in the future. I believe it is the glass. No. What is it that we use for the universal cable? And I forgot that I believe I have it on a cheat mode here. I gotta turn that off. Universal cable, so let's make... Whoa, that surprised me, that sound. That was surprising, wasn't it? A little bit spooky, because at first I thought it was a creeper. Oh, it's the redstone. The redstone is what we need. Okay. Oh, we only had enough for 8. But that's enough to connect this to begin with. Okay, now we have power. So now we can start tripling our ore output. For instance, we can triple this. Normally we'd have 11 gold. We can triple that. And since steel has been much easier to come by, did I use up a bunch of steel? I think I have maybe an ID conflict, because I'm sure I had more steel than that. Oh, here it is, hiding in the metallurgic infuser. We need... So... We're doing 16 in each because we'll need 8 for that, for this furnace, 8 for this furnace. Well, you know what? I might just skip doing this because we have our system up now to triple our ore output. We don't really... But I'll keep the crushers on standby just to have them. But we can now upgrade these furnaces for now up to steel, which will make them just even a little bit faster and a little bit more efficient. Now let's check our purification chamber. Look at this. 11 gold ore. Already now we're up to 24 in the clumps. Let's take that out and get that started. This gets loud. I will warn you, this gets loud. So you may want to turn down the volume on your player, just as a warning. So here we go. You've been warned. I'll back away a little bit because that does get pretty noisy. So that's crushing up the clumps into dirty ore that will then go into the enrichment chamber and be cleaned. Now, I said we would take a look at some other quality of life things. We have that set up. Now we will be taking another large step towards automating a process. And we'll be using logistic pipes for that. And also part of an ME system. But for now, let's take a peek at some more mechanism items. You know what? It might not be in this version, in this 1.5.2, now that I think about it. There is some really cool stuff coming up, like the atomic disassembler. It's a very, very nice tool, and this is for veterans who are watching this, and I mentioned this before. I don't have Tinker's Construct, but I have some really great alternatives for this 1.5.2 pack, and one of them for breaking blocks is the atomic disassembler from this older 1.5.2 edition of Mechanism. And when we it's going to take a bit more progress to get to making an atomic disassembler, but it's very nice. And this Robit thing is very cool as well. But what I was thinking about was jetpacks and stuff, and I think that's only in the newer versions of Mechanism. So I actually had that wrong. But there are more options for storage. If we look at backpacks, these two are from Better Storage, the backpack and the Ender backpack, and they're kind of neat. I think they're very neat for like an RPG world. These, I believe, are forestry, and these are what I typically make. Are a forestry backpack. I really love them, and I think since we collect lots of bags, I think this might be the first cool thing to make. And it's going to take wool, string, some sort of stone, and a chest. And I don't know if we have enough for that yet either. We have one string here. Let's see if we have any in the other. Yes, it gets loud. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going to have to silence that somehow, I think. But as you can see, tons of ore now out of just those 11. But this is the dirty ore, and then it just goes in here, and it'll get cleaned. Now we have our steel. And take this out. Let's go ahead and break this. Very cool. Now that will be an automatic setup. It will be automated. That's what we're going to do for our next steps. So, we have two of these. Now, we went from iron furnace to steel furnaces, and these are just a little bit more efficient than the last one. This is the top tier for this 1.5.2 metallurgy. I believe the newest metallurgies don't even have this. Whoop, let's go to bed. Because we don't want any creepers. So, we're going to be getting the backpacks. I'm sure I can figure out an alternative to the mechanism armor and that I was thinking of before. We'll figure something out. There is actually a neat option with what's called dimensional doors. And perhaps we'll use that as a method, because that's not used very often. And I think it's a really fun mod, both for exploring and for a way to aid in transportation. Also, we maybe want to start our logistics pipes. So let's take a look at that. Now, logistic pipes are smart pipes. Anyone who's ever watched any of my previous videos or live streams in the past know that logistics pipes is probably my all-time favorite mod, and it has been for years. You can program these pipes, and you can basically set up automated systems that normally wouldn't be automated. There's a lot you can do, and we're going to do something really fun, really fun, that I'll let on to eventually over the next few episodes. But here's how to make the basic logistic pipes. They are costly. We need gold, we'll need a diamond transport, cobblestone transport, and a redstone torch. We'll need diamond transport pipes. So let's see about getting them. We need 2 diamond and 1 glass for 8 of them. So, I think we do have some diamonds somewhere. And the glass. Let me unload some of this. Have more room. Okay. Here we have our diamond. We should be able to make... Let's see if this will work. Straight from andesite. Yeah, that's another nice thing. Underground biomes, which contains the andesite, that's where we're getting andesite from, also works in the recipes. I love how it's compatible. I love that. So now we have 8 cobblestone. We need a redstone torch, and I believe it's just like that. What else do we need? We need a gold gear. Gold gear, and we have 2 gold, but I think we have some more here somewhere. So, and we start with a wood gear. We need some more cobble. Whoops. I always do that. Go to a cobblestone gear. Then go to, what do we want? The iron gear. Let's see, we should have some iron in here. And lastly, we should be ready for the gold. Yes. So now we have everything for... I believe we have everything. Yes, now we have 8 basic logistic pipes. But we are not done yet. We're going to need some different kinds of pipes. One of them is the logistics chassis. Now if you notice, there's different marks. There's Mark 5, Mark 4, Mark 3, Mark 2, and Mark 1. We're going to do a Mark 2. And for now, I'm just going to tell you what I'm making, and all will become clear as you watch me do these episodes coming up, because logistics pipes can be somewhat daunting and confusing, but hang in there. It really becomes clear once you see the whole picture. So we just need the iron and the basic pipes now for this. Let's get more iron. And what's nice is, you notice we used 1 diamond. We used 2 diamonds to make 8 diamond pipes, and we only used 1 diamond pipe towards 8 logistic pipes, so that's kind of nice. We're going to put 1 logistic pipe there, and then we have our iron like that, like so. Now this only gives us 1 for 1. So for now, let's try, how many can we get? 2? Now these chassis here, these will attach to machines, and we're going to program them to tell them when and where and what to put in, basically where and what to put into the machines. So where and what to put when. So it's all a what, where, when kind of trifecta. And we might separate these a little bit, but this is what one looks like. And what we're going to do is connect Buildcraft pipes like gold or regular pipes to these smart pipes. But we'll be creating a smart system. Oops, let me get rid of that. And we do need a wrench as well, because the wrench lets us interact with the programming of the pipes. Stone and 3 iron. Oh my, 1 iron short. We might have some other iron hiding. There we go. What did we need? A stone gear? So. Double check that. Stone gear, 3 iron. So, we should have what we need. Okay. Now we hold this and we right click it onto the pipe. And we get an interface. Now this doesn't tell you anything. Part of this is because it's an old version of the mod, and I'm trying to use John Smith Legacy textures, so it's being a little bit glitchy, but we have 2 spaces that will hold chips. Now this is because this is a chassis Mark II pipe. If we had a chassis Mark I, we'd only have 1 empty slot, and a Mark V would have 5 empty slots. But for now, we're just going to use a Mark II. And we're going to put different kinds of chips in these. Now, these chips are going to look like this, these here, and there's a whole bunch of them, and they all do different things. There's an item sync module, we'll be using that. Passive suppliers, extractors, polymorphic item sync module, we'll be using this one as well. Quicksort, we'll be using this one. Mainly right now we're going to be dealing with a quicksort module, an item sync module, and lots of polymorphic item sync modules. I did realize I have something backwards. We might not be using the chassis pipe on the mechanism machines right here, but there's another use for them, which I will talk about in the next episode, which you might not want to miss, because this is an interesting way to use the ME system that is not the normal way that most people use the ME system. I'm going to show you an interesting way, a hybrid kind of method of using the ME system. But for now, that does it for this episode. Like I said, stay tuned. We're going to look more into building our storage and sorting. So we're building a storage system with sorting in mind. So, and it's going to be all going to be totally automated. So we have parts of things in the works. We have a partially automated system of mechanism machines, which I might move these around a little bit, like put some space in between them here. I might do that. We have dirty storage over there. We're going to have some chests set up in another place eventually, and all of this stuff is going to be tied together. It's all going to work together, and it's all going to be automatic, and it's going to be very cool. So until next episode, I'll see everyone later.